New on the shelf is an exhibition of materials recently acquired in the Department of Special Collections. We're trying to show the variety of things that we collect for our academic needs and collections. So there's a wide variety of materials in all these cases, ranging from 15th century manuscripts to 15th century printed books and on up into 20th century materials here as well. The goal was to show our faculty and our graduate students and our scholars the variety of things that we're collecting, not just as wonderful things for any special collections, but specifically for their research interests. This, for example, is a very great acquisition for us. It's a famous chronicle by an Augustinian friar, and it went through several editions. This edition dates from 1513. We also have the 1492 edition in our holdings. 1513 has added more things to the chronology in the world since 1492. Perhaps the most important or significant for us is that this edition contains the information about Christopher Columbus's arriving in the New World, which obviously could not have been in the 1492 edition. So it's a reminder that variant editions of the same text can be very important in a great research library. This case has works by three classical authors, Terence, Ovid, and Virgil. The classical tradition is so strong in the Western world that we find our classical authors are used not just by the classics department, though they certainly are, but also by a wide variety of departments such as art, especially for early illustration, history, English, and comp lit. So the classical tradition is still alive and very strong and used across a lot of academic disciplines. It's always a pleasure finding important editions of the classical authors. We have two Shakespeare-related items in this case. One, Boydell's famous, beautiful collection of plates illustrating scenes from Shakespeare. A very famous work that came out in several different versions, the plates being the real draw here. The other here is a remarkable item privately printed by a Shakespeare devotee who was also an ardent botanist and has tracked down all of the flowers in all of Shakespeare's plays, and he describes them at great length here, doing a lot of research to figure out what was Shakespeare referring to when he referred to a water lily. This scene is from Romeo and Juliet. It's at the end, obviously, and you can see in the lower right corner, engraved by W. Blake. This was engraved by William Blake. All of the budget in all of the books here all came from endowed funds. So I feel especially indebted to our very, very, very generous donors, because every book I buy comes from endowed monies, and I'm grateful every day. Every item in the exhibition came on endowed funds. So this is really a thank you to our very generous donors.